Hey guys, welcome back. How are you? I hope you are good and doing well. So, in the last lecture, we just took a general walkthrough about the active jobs. Now, from this lecture, we need to start working with active jobs and need to set up the environment for active jobs to execute in our project. Okay, so first, we will set up the delayed job in our Rails application, and delayed job is a gem which is a queuing backend for active jobs. Okay, just like sidekick and rescue, but for sidekick we need to work with redis as well. Okay, so we will do that particular thing later, and we will also check that how to work with active jobs using rescue. But first we will start with the delayed job. Okay, so to add the delayed job, you need to open the new tab, and here you can search delayed job rails. Okay, and then there is a gem for delayed jobs which is from the collective idea. So you need to install this gem first in your rails application. So you can see that gem delayed job active record. Okay, so just copy this line and go to your sublime code. Okay, and then here what you need to do, that open the gem file first. Okay, and in the gem file you need to add this gem. Okay, delayed job active record. Okay, but first let's undo this and let me create a branch for it. Okay, because right now we are on the main branch, so git branch main. Yeah, so let's create a git checkout minus p feature active jobs implementation. Okay, now we are on a new branch. Okay, so now let's add this gem, and after adding this gem, just run the bundle install. Okay, and when you run the bundle install, this gem will be added to your gem. You can see that delayed job active record which is 4.1.0. Okay, and then you need to run this migration to create the delayed job table in your schema.rb. Okay, so just copy this migration command and paste it here. Okay, it will create a migration. Here you can see that db migrate, and now let's see what we have in this migration. So sorry, when you open this migration, you can see that it creates a table for delayed jobs where you can define the priority and attempts, handler, last error, run at, log date, failed date, logged by queue, and so on. Okay, because priority is like you can set the priority of your job, like in which priority your job should be executed, and attempts. Okay, it provides the retries but still fail eventually. So retries, like how many attempts you want to provide it. Then there are handler, last error, run it. Okay, and you can say, read all these command, all these commented lines for the that why these specific attributes are added into this table. Okay, and then you can see it has self dot up and self dot down. So there are this migration is reversible. Okay, now let's run this migration. So rails db migrate. Okay, once you run that rails db migrate, now open the schema.rb. Okay, and schema.rb, you can find the table for delayed jobs. Okay, so now we have set up the delayed jobs, and now let's go through again that you can just go through all the details. And now you need to set up the queue adapter in your config application.rb. Okay, because we need to mention that what is the queue adapter for our active jobs. Okay, here we are using delayed job, so we need to mention delayed job. If you are using rescue or sidekick, then you need to mention sidekick there. Okay, so first copy this command and open the application.rb, and here you need to mention this command. Okay, save it, and now restart your rails server. Okay, now we can create our first job, and then we can see whether this is working or not. Okay, and to get this work, to see that whether the active job is working or not, what you need to open the new tab, and here you need to do rails jobs work. Okay, here you will start the delayed job server, and whenever your active jobs get work, you can see the logs here. So rails jobs work, this is the command. Okay, and if you want to create the jobs that are already running, so what you can do, rails jobs clear. Okay, this is the command that you can run. So it will clear all the jobs that are pending in the queue. Okay, now whenever you start the rails job work next time, it will start to delayed job server, and you can see your active job logs there. Okay, so this is the, remember this command because you might need this command. Let me uh, increase the font size. So you need this command. Rails job work is to see the logs of the job worker, I mean for the delayed job, and Rails jobs clear, it is to create the, it is to clear the jobs which are pending in the queue. Okay, so let's restart this. Rails jobs work again. Okay, so now we started our delayed job worker, and now let's create a active job. Okay, for example, we will just create a demo job here. So Rails g job, and then let's say demo job or demo email job. Okay, so Rails g job demo email, it will create an active job for you. Here you can see app jobs demo email job. Now what you need to do, open this file, and here you can see that whenever you create an active job, it will first initialize with name and then prepend job to it. Like you created demo email and it prepend it like demo email job. Okay, so generator is just like model generator and controller generator. Okay, and it is inherited via application job. So just like we have application controller as a root controller for all the custom controllers and application record model for all the active record models. Okay, here we have application job which is the parent job for all the model. Okay, and if you want to see the jobs, you can see the application job here. In the application job, it is inherited from the active job base library. Okay, and here you can go through these comments and so on. Now what we need to do, that we need to implement something in this perform action. So here you can see, you, this star arcs mean that you can perform, you can provide multiple arguments here. Okay, now what we need to do, that let's say we want to send a sample email. Okay, so let's create a demo mailer. So Rails g mailer, and then demo email, and let's have action like greetings, or let's say user count. Okay, so we created this mailer, and now let's implement something into this mailer. So we have this demo email mailer. However, eventually we will remove this mailer because we are just checking it for the demo purpose. Okay, now here what you need to do, greetings hi, and then here we will perform, let's say hi, you have total of, let's say, jobs, and then users, and let's say what else we can do here, users, and let's say, yeah, applied job dot count. Okay, so we are just sending it email, sending this email that hi, you have total of that count jobs, user count users, and applied jobs count job applications, job applications. Okay, so we added this line into the demo email mailer, and now if you go to the demo email mailer, you will see that we have the templates like user account html. Okay, so here this email message will be sent. Okay, now what we need to do, that we need to invoke our demo email job here. Okay, so what we need to do, here we don't need, do not have the any argument, so we can remove it. Okay, and now what we need to do, that call this mailer. So demo email mailer, copy this file path, and here demo email mailer dot uh, what the action is, yeah, user count, then perform user count dot deliver later. Okay, now we need to execute this job. Okay, so let's see how we can execute a job from the Rails console. Okay, so open the Rails console here. Okay, and then copy your job name, which is demo email job. So demo email job dot perform later. perform later. Okay, so whenever you execute the perform later, here you can see that right now no jobs get working. Okay, so whenever you do this perform later, you can see that queuing job has been queued here, and you can see that into the delayed job, so it created an entry into the delayed job, so enter delayed jobs and so on. Okay, and arguments as well. Now here you can see that this demo email job, job action mailer, job action mailer, delete jobs. Okay, it is initialized constant demo email mailer applied. Okay, so here in the demo email mailer, I have this typo mistake. That's why this email not delivered. Okay, and as soon as I save this, you can see that it delivers the email. Okay, that means it performs the retries as well. Okay, so this is the log of the job that we can see here. But when I have the error, you can see that it was running, it is getting failed. Okay, like zero prior attempts, and the name error is uninitialized constant demo email apply JPB. Okay, that should be JPB. Okay, and now you can go to the email and you can see that you have total of 1003 jobs, 2000 users, 4 job applications, and find me in that blah blah blah. Okay, now let's see how we can do it perform now. Okay, so make it some space here. Okay, and then you just need to do perform now here. Okay, so the perform letter, we executed this job asynchronously. Okay, now we are going to do this, we are going to call this job as asynchronously. It means we are trying to run it into the foreground or immediately. Okay, so when you do this perform now, you can see that you will receive the email. Okay, and why it takes some time, because we added the deliver later into the email job here. Okay, and even if you perform the job asynchronously, you will see some logs here. Okay, so here you need to check that what is the job that we call. So the job action mailer mail delivery job. Okay, and action mailer is also using some job to deliver the email, that like we use deliver now or deliver later. Okay, so here you can see with arguments demo email job user count deliver now and args this. Okay, and these are the arguments for the job, and you can see one job processed at, this is the time, job per second, and this is zero failed. That means our job has been executed successfully. And in the console you can see that whenever a job get executed, you will see some insertion into the delayed job. Okay, so here this is the record like priority 0, attempt 0, this is the handler, queue adapter is the delayed job adapter, job wrapper. Okay, and job class is action mailer delivery job. Okay, this is how we can work with the active jobs. Okay, so here we just created a demo email job and demo email mailer and so on. Okay, now let's try to see if we can pass the argument to this. Okay, so let's say user count. Okay, and then job count, application count. Okay, so now replace this, sorry, total users, let's say, because there could be some total users. Okay, and why I'm doing this, because we already have the method name as user count, so we are not using that. So total users, job count, and application count. Here now we need to replace this by user count to total users, job count with job dot count. Okay, and then application count with applied job dot count. Okay, and why I'm doing that, because I just wanted to I just wanted to show you that how we can pass arguments to the perform method in the active job. Okay, and here let's say we can use it like, okay, here you need to provide these total users, job count, application count, or deliver later. Okay, and now let's pass these arguments here as well. Okay, so now we need to call this email with this perform method with some arguments. Okay, so let's do that. And now let's restart the rails console, because we changed something there. And here what we need to do, let's say perform later, and then user.count, job.count, okay, and then applied job.count, okay. And when you run this, you will still see that this is taking the argument and it received the email, okay, and it runs in the background. And here you can see that we executed this job, and you can see that these are the arguments that we passed to these jobs. Here 2000 represents the user count, 1003 represents the job count, and 4 represents the applied job count, okay. So this is how it works. So you can pass the arguments to it as well, okay. But now let's say, what if you provide wrong argument, okay. So let's say, for example, users, and let's say jobs, let's say applications, okay. And now you make it like, let's say, you total user equal to users dot count, okay. And then job count equal to jobs dot count, okay. And then application count equal to applications dot count, okay. Here I just want to show you that what kind of argument that we cannot pass to the jobs, okay. So let's do this here, make some space into the job worker, and now let's execute this. Sorry, let's refresh this again, restart this again. And here let's say provide all, okay, and make it all again, and use it at all. Now perform letter. Here you can see that unsupported argument type, that is active record relation. So that, in that case, you will receive the serialization error. That means you must have idea about that what kind of argument you can pass and what kind of argument you cannot pass, okay. That means you cannot pass these two active record relation object to the active jobs as argument, okay. Now let's say all dot two way 2a. When you do this, you can see that these are the arguments that you pass, and these are all the data that you send here, okay. That means you passed the array as the argument, okay. So it will take array as argument but not as the active record relation, okay. So you will see some serialization error if you pass the entire relation or some database object there, okay. I mean database object means the database relation there, okay. So you cannot pass that. But this is not a safer way to send that, because you can see that there is a long list of arguments, and you can see that in the logs that it is filled with. So it is user id, user id, user id, and job id, job id. So this is the argument that we are passing. So now we have idea like how to set up delayed jobs, okay. So let me recap this again quickly. So first you need to add this gem, this delayed job active record, and then run this migration and migrate the database, and then add this line active job dot queue adapter equal to delayed job into the application dot rb. And then you need to create a job, okay. Or you can work with existing job as well, but I just show you for the sample, okay. And then whatever the functionality you want to perform in the job, since we have to do all the mail deliveries through the active job, so that's why I use this demo email mailer, okay. And I am sending this mail from the application job, and here we see both examples like how perform now works, how perform later works, and how we can pass argument to the job, and how we can execute jobs without any argument, okay. So we see all the things. So this is how active jobs actually work. Now we will implement these active jobs in such a way that, for example, if you can look at the job.rb, so here you can see that we are using these callbacks after create notify job seeker on new job post, and notify job seeker on status change for applied job, okay. So we will use here the action mailer to send the email, okay. So right now you can see that we are sending these emails from our job model. But now what we will do, that we will use or we will call the active jobs to send these emails. Okay, and we will perform these calculations in the active job itself. Okay, so that's the basic idea that what we're going to do. So I hope you got some idea about how active job works, and we see some practical examples, and now we will start implementing it for our actual uses. Okay, now I'm going to delete this demo application job and demo email job. Okay, but if you wish, you can keep it. Okay, so but I will delete when I will push my changes. Okay, so because that is just for explaining the active jobs. Okay, so that's all for this lecture. I hope you like that. Keep watching, and we will meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, stay safe.